The my best friend in high school. My first one in chapel was Kim Jepson, and my second one was Brandon Jepson. And her parents were Ron Jepson and Terry Wilmuth, although obviously married. Terry Wilmuth's last name was Jepson. Um, One thing I've noticed, especially here in Oregon, a lot of people don't really care about other human beings. A lot of people here are nice, had a necessity or had a requirement. But when it comes to seeing somebody being harmed in front of them, they'll just watch. Over a dozen people were witnesses to one assault over in the Fred Meyer's parking lot. Admitted to it and everything. But the problem was, none of them came forward. It's recorded though. One of the issues in Colorado, there's lots of people that were there who said that they cared. There's also the people that I got help from. After Natalie Bollinger got her brains blown out all over McIntosh Dairy, there's a lady named Kelly Wilmuth who got a hold of me. And of course, there's a lot of people who got a hold of me and said they were going to think of a way to help, but the thing is, I knew what needed to be done. Both before and after Natalie was killed, what I needed was a friend to go in with me and turn in all of the abuse that I'd been enduring. Natalie and her friends and family stalked me, harassed me, threatened me, assaulted me, threatened to kill my family for over a year before Natalie got on Craigslist in Colorado on the Women Seeking Men section and asked somebody to kill her. And that's when Joseph Michael Lopez, aka the Craigslist Killer, gave her exactly what she wanted. Now, I asked my friends real questions. Between telling the truth and seeing me dead, which would you prefer? One of the things about people is that they're all pretenders. When it comes to manipulation, you'll never find a human being on the planet that's not a manipulator. You're always vying for something. Once in a while, you get a good relationship where nobody is vying for control. But right now, we got everybody being taught. We teach boys that girls are stupid. We teach girls that boys are stupid. And then they just treat each other like each other is stupid for the rest of their lives. I'm from Chapel, Nebraska. I wasn't born there and I wasn't raised there. I was raised in a system with a bunch of minorities, and it wasn't a nice place. But it's just as bad out here, if not worse. You know, it's actually nice. Once you get to the point where you realize you don't get to go nowhere, you don't have no rights, you're not a human being, you look forward to the small things, a game of cards, lunchtime, and some rack time. That's it. People told me, man, Sean, you wouldn't handle being in the Navy. Tiny room for years on end. I'm like, you kidding me? That was my youth, son. So one of the things I noticed is a lot of people made lots of offers they never intended on following through on. There's also a lot of people who, even being trained as they were, didn't do their jobs as mandated reporters or as friends. Now, I've been trying to educate y'all on how to treat your friends when they're suicidal, how to treat your friends when they're cutting on themselves, how to do the right thing instead of sending them in on suicide watch. By the time your friends are coming to you for help, a lot of you idiots sell to yourself that you're the first person they've gone to for help. Probably not. Statistically, most people who commit suicide go to a friend or family member about the abuse first. When that doesn't work, they cut on themselves. Following that, you've got their time hanging out with Natalie, I guess. Joseph Michael Lopez shot her in the head from 6 to 15 inches through her left temple while she was on her knees outside Thornton, Colorado at McIntosh Dairy. He did this with her boyfriend's 9mm Glock 19. That's not what matters here, though, is it? Even though they caught Joseph Michael Lopez, they continue to make these web sleuth things, these true crime things, trying to paint me as some sort of a monster. They stalked me for an entire year before Natalie Bollinger stole my suicide. There are things you don't do to another human being. I don't care if you're on drugs. I'm sick and tired of people making excuses. Oh, Sean, you need to forgive him. He's on drugs. Oh, Sean, you need to forgive her. She's on drugs. Oh, Sean, you need to just forget about Robert Franklin Warnick. He was just drunk. He was probably just drinking. I'm sick of your excuses. I'm sick of being abused by alcoholics and told to let it go. I'm sick and tired of having to defend myself against violent alcoholics and violent meth heads because I'm stuck out here. The heroin addicts ain't too much of a problem. All they want to do is lay down and feel good and be left alone. But when they're coming down, it's a different story, isn't it? You want to complain about homeless people, about how you have to see them. Then you complain about the economy and how much it sucks. And then you complain about how you worked way harder than these kids do these days. Meanwhile, these kids got to work 3 full-time jobs in order to make overhead. Are you sure you're working as hard as they have to? You know, everybody wants to pretend like their era was better, right? So you're not just going at each other's throats over gender. You're not just going at each other's throats over political crap or abortion or religion. You guys go at each other over age. And then you go at each other over cultural misunderstandings. Alright, so you got those youngins They're always hooting and hollering and screaming and shouting and acting a damn fool, right? You know, to that old guy across the street, he doesn't understand that. It's weird to him. When he sees that, he looks out his window and he kind of makes a funny face because it just seems weird the way that people play these days and the music that they listen to. Of course, then there's those kids there, right? They're over there playing. When they hear his music, it's not the same era they listen to. They look at him over there looking out his window. Man, that guy's just weird. Well, all right. And we got these youngins saying all these old folks need to pull themselves out of the Stone Age and learn to use technology. And then we got all these people from the Stone Age saying that these kids need to learn how to play outside, and they really do. I'm not going to disagree with that whatsoever. And then there's, of course, the making fun of old people. You know what? You little turds are going to be fossils someday. Just remember that. If you don't make it that far, well, lucky you. Natalie Bollinger's not the only one who ended up dead. For good men to do nothing, that is evil enough. I like that quote. There's about 100 of them like it, from everybody from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to Desmond Tutu to Mark Twain.
That would be okay. Nobody else. Oh, well, here's Richard, of course.
The wife left
Plug in my electronics and give it another go, huh?
When you put that weed feed down, the chicken said don't move your yard.
Yeah, but then you like to say your yard, but it's supposed to rain. Yeah, it's supposed to rain.
When I put it on, it was wet.
Yeah.
Then it got wet the next day.
But that weed feed, you'll have to cut your yard once a week after that. Okay. Yeah, it's good, okay. You want to keep up on
I did. I don't have moss in that side, I have moss in front. You know, when I do that.
You guys get to see how differently males are out here. You get to see how I'm treated when I tell people about what's going on, how easily they blow it off. These people are so lucky that their family members have not been abducted or stolen or murdered. It's pretty easy to tell that when you start talking to somebody.
No, you were making fun of that other guy.
When they ask you how you're doing and you're honest with them, wow, that's scary. They're
I took this out, and to me it was black. I should wear this one on.
Well, hey, if you want to say you're a woman, that's fine with me. I don't care.
To your wife and then she's gonna go over and see the daughter.
Just check up for
Oh, just
Oh God, I love this quote. Before you assume, try this crazy method called asking.
X-ray.
That's what people should have thought about.
X-ray eye.
Hey, how about that Arizona? Boy, they stay.
Here's a good quote. Positions are temporary, ranks and titles are limited, but the way you treat people will always be remembered. I want you to remember that when people killed my friends, that I stopped being nice. I stopped kissing backside.
pilots, the only,
I stopped caring about keeping people's secrets and minding my
Where they
business.
play.
If you make it my business, you made it my business. You don't get to play victim when I tell on you. You don't get to rape kids. You don't get to rape adults. Doesn't matter if they're men or women. Doesn't matter if they're black or white.
close your eyes.
The police turning a blind eye to males, this is nothing new. All of the American public does that. All of them. We gotta have both families working in the workforce. If they want to, that's fine, but when they're forced to, what we've got is kids being raised by the other kids they're growing up with. The other kids in their class, the other kids on the playground. And of course, as I've been speaking out about, it turns out there's a situation with one of the teachers here. Is that you've got predators, especially female predators, who are seeking positions of power to gain access to 13-year-olds. And one of the teachers here in Tillamook was arrested for having sex with underage children.
No, but you have to have
Of course, I knew Dana Jepson, and he was an educator. He was also arrested for something similar. How easily something like that destroys somebody's life. Now here's the two ways that I look at that. Number one, there's the falsely accused. Yes, it destroys their life the same way that it destroys somebody who's guilty. Nobody cares. You're not supposed to care. There's social guidelines and social bias, and those need to be followed in order to affect what other people think. Because no matter how much you want to pretend or state all these quotes like you shouldn't care what other people think, the fact is all of you care what somebody else thinks. Nearly everybody that I know has stabbed their friends in the back over a 10-cent cookie or a little bit of nookie, a couple of drinks or a shot, you know. Nearly every person that I know has lost a 20-year or more friendship over temporary gratification.
He was at one of those World Series, I think the other night. They won.
I want it to be remembered what a jerk that I am now. What a jerk that I have had to be to get hurt. You know, it was bad enough that nobody would do anything about the threats, harassment, and assault against me. But threatening my friends and my family. You know, I've had a lot of people tell me what I should have done is grab a shotgun, gone up to Tim Beeson, and blown his head clean off. I've had people tell me that they will give me a shotgun if I will go find Ted Bollinger and blow his head clean off. Why don't I? Because that makes them martyrs. Because killing somebody who kills somebody doesn't show that killing is wrong. Y'all got to see with all the threats against my life by these predators. Why'd they do it? Well, because I told on them, stupid. Unlike the cowards that I'm surrounded by pretty much 24 hours a day because I'm in the United States of America, I'm not a coward. I'm also not a warrior. I'm not one of those people who's got the ability to point a gun at another human being and think it's okay. There's a reason I don't carry guns. There's a reason I don't own guns. I don't hate them.
Bill has a wife, he's taking a.
But here's one thing to look at. As a homeless person, yeah, I'm very likely to be abused, and a gun would definitely be useful for defending myself out here if something happens. But also, for every if something might happen, there's a situation that are more likely to happen because you have that firearm. Transporting a firearm across state lines, not a good idea. There are a lot of really bad ideas. When you're homeless, having a gun in your backpack could result in that thing going off. And it has happened at camps before. Not only the camps that I've been at, but I've had a few people tell me, once in a while you get that moron who wants to carry a gun. And then out come the stories. One guy got drunk, threw a tantrum, so they took his backpack and threw it in the fire and told him to get out of town. After they threw it in the fire, the bullets started going off. So they found out one guy had a firearm. But the other thing is, if somebody sees you with a firearm, they're going to want to steal it. There's lots of people that are going to want to steal it. Or they're going to get scared and think that you're up to no good and you're up to some criminal intent. A police officer sees that, man, the way they target homeless people and murder us unarmed, yeah, I definitely don't believe that having a firearm is going to help. Now, if you own a house, that's a different story. If you own a house in the United States, I highly recommend getting at least a shotgun. Also, if you can, get a semi-automatic pistol and take a CQB class. It's a close quarters battle. They've got both hand-to-hand and firearms courses, and sometimes the chief trick right at the beginning is all you need.
One of the things is probiotic.
A cast iron skillet to the throat's pretty effective, and they don't get back up. Another thing about a cast iron skillet, you can bounce it off a hardwood floor, and that'll bust your shin if it smacks into it. Lots of nice things to know. Here in the United States, we don't have anything even close to approaching effective law enforcement. What we've got is hobo hunters and man-haters. People who joined on because they just wanted to shoot somebody. And when it turns out they're not allowed to shoot black people anymore, and they're not allowed to shoot Mexicans anymore, and oh wait, they didn't stop, did they? There's plenty of black people and plenty of Mexicans who are homeless. There's plenty of brown-skinned people that they can just pretend are Mexicans too, aren't there? But if you look,
no, unless you cover the labor, I'm not buying from you.
Is that Roby's?
Huh? Oh yeah, it's under warranty.
probably not. I just got distracted from this thing here. It says PTSD awareness.
Labor's not under warranty.
In this family, no one fights alone. Now, this is about veteran suicide in specific. How about male suicide? Yeah, I got lots of friends that were veterans that are
It's
dead.
gonna be over an hour.
My son committed himself to the earth up in Washington State. His mother, being an ultra-Christian, said that he wasn't her son. Her son wouldn't commit suicide.
We ended up throwing the chair away, but it was an electric chair, but it
He
was
called me before he did it.
$300 for the part. For the controller.
I thought you bought a used one.
Yeah, it was that easy. Came home on leave.
Oh,
The most comfortable
Made some phone calls
chairs
and
you
blah.
have in the house are those two little brown ones that are, what do they call those? That's the name.
Of course, he'd seen combat. It was completely different than the
You can actually just lift it.
pride situation that Samuel Wilkins' brother went through.
We bought two pair.
Joined the Navy, wanted to be a Navy SEAL, had it set in his heart he was going to be a Navy SEAL, but he wrung out.
The only thing is, I had trouble getting that out.
Went home on leave and blew his brains out in front of his brother. God bless America.
I think he's only 3 years. According to what their record shows.
Should be all free then. That's what the guy was telling us. Except for labor.
Except for labor.
Yeah, but it was just a 5-minute plug-in.
Okay, I got this.
Yeah, that's true. But no, he didn't say anything about labor. He said it was just plug in and he said
Crank
5 minutes. He didn't charge to come out.
down there, put that on.
Yeah, as far as I know, they
Raise
didn't charge
it
us.
up.
I didn't got the same.
Handle.
I haven't got the bill out a couple months ago.
No, the mechanism underneath is vented.
Well, this is a new invention. You don't have to worry about electric. See that?
There you go.
What, a crank?
Yeah.
Mm.
What are they doing? Oh. Remember I told you and him, we gotta buy that? Right down Third Street.
Oh, that lot?
Oh, right there, yeah. So,
Is that what they're doing for the storage units in there?
Oh,
they've got it already, right?
Yeah, they were just laying down the gravel when I was there. That's a big thing now, the storage units, you figure $100 a month.
I don't know, it's like nobody here.
Between openers and 6 o'clock, you know, and closers, which is high schoolers, what? Every day. I can go double check, but I'm pretty sure.
What can I help you to, sir?
Well, I'm an addict and I need my fix. I see you got some of them hash browns over there. I'd like 2 of them if I could.
Okay. It's gonna be $3.29. Did you win the lottery?
I did.
Throwing money around.
Right. I got a whole fiver. I got to tell you what, I'm going to get me a mansion and a yacht with the game.
Boom.
Here we go.
Oh, like grandma used to tell me, don't spend it all on one place.
I'm just on one person.
And, all the ones that only work today.
10 years.
Yeah, it is.
But it's strict. Pinch that.
It's a bubble.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's what it's a bubble. It's restricted because it's something flat. Something for me to look forward to.
And chicken milk.
I can't tell you what I'm doing. Understand? This is all of that.
Yeah, I heard you have all of that.
All right, so I thought I was allergic to soy. Now I think it's.
There you
Gluten and the sugar and milk.
Yes.
Yeah, that stuff is expensive. Is that what she had? That stuff,
one of the things.
that's expensive.
Celiac. Helen. Gluten too. Yeah. So we look for everything.
She said it says GU. GF, GF on the pack.
She said that she could eat something and say, for the fact that it's not gonna live with her. She's got stomach crack.
Well, I don't have that, but
And you have to read all the directions because some of the things it says food free, it's not. Because there's stuff in there that's, you can't have.
I had chicken
Boy, that's good.
strips out there.
Expensive. I had a friend that was on that, and he could eat like they had to make a special cake for him and everything.
That's the bread. When
Ready.
you go to a restaurant,
Yeah,
well, not the food, but the grill can be contaminated with the gluten,
yeah.
you know, and then they do your eggs on it. Well, it's got to be, yeah. So we got to say, you know, do you claim the gluten?
I can't eat apples.
You know,
Apples?
Fructose, sugar.
But yeah.
I'm just learning.
Fred was like that, and he couldn't eat, like, I mean,
I can have cheese.
like if you order pizza, it has to be gluten-free crust and everything, and you better jack another $5
you
to
can have rice
$10 on the pizza.
rice cakes, you can eat
Gluten-free.
Which probably, well, that's because when they make that stuff, they make bunch
Yeah.
of it, then you have to set aside some. Well, it takes less to make gluten free.
Yeah.
We just have a separate toaster there, you know, because if I would eat mine and she put it in the toaster, then that would be contaminated.
Yeah.
So you have to really watch it.
He had to eat a lot of chicken
Yeah.
and,
Chicken, yeah, beef, or you have
yeah.
all that, that's not a problem. Beef. She could have eggs, she could have eggs.
So, no, I can feed them.
Ketchup.
Yeah, feed them.
Said she couldn't have it. They said she could.
We ate juice. Comes in a can. That's not just tomatoes.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Everything.
And you're reading ingredients.
I got a phone conference with my doctor. You know, but I thought I had a food allergy. Irresponsible. He said, we don't have a dietitian on staff.
She's been a week of saying that. She had that. And he also did a class.
How long did she have that?
She didn't know. No. I think it's probably the senior system.
She didn't
But
get it.
she didn't have it.
I've had about 9 years.
And that means that you can't have any chicken with the probably the bread either on there.
Had chicken milk.
You know,
You have all.
that chicken milk right there.
All you want.
You can eat egg
Yeah.
and vegetables.
Okay. Not beets. That's high in sugar. But I can have pickled beets.
Pickle beets, I love it.
Okay, and then another thing is green onions. Onions.
Yeah.
The green part, not the whole.
Who said that?
Well, that's a diet. It's not so much a diet, it's just.
Well, here's what I've done. I probably told you before. I take green peppers and I have them. And then I make a concoction of egg, sausage, and other vegetables. And then I take and I just jam those green peppers and I have them in the fridge. That's what I had for breakfast this morning.
That's what that is.
Yeah, you ever eat the sausage the other day with the doctor?
Can't have green peppers. Can have red peppers. Yellow peppers.
Why is that?
Green peppers.
What, but the thing is, on the yellow and red peppers, well, they're about 3 times higher than a green pepper. I never buy them.
Sure looks pretty though.
I never buy them.
Okay, potatoes. Potatoes, and yellow peppers. You don't know.
Oh, really?
Why is that?
I like racist food.
Iron.
They're supposed to be lower. I saw another recipe I'm gonna try. It's a baked potato. You cut it in half and you prune out a lot of the, more egg in there. And that's as far as I got. I don't know if they make it, but I'm gonna make up
That's an awful lot of work.
a concoction. And not only you have your egg and made it,
Yeah, the skin of your, yeah.
Call that twice
Twice
cake.
the rest it's.
That's all it is.
They're supposed
Yeah,
to have
That's
the
where
most
all the vitamins and stuff.
I eat the skin.
Well, I do too. I do too.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I eat it, yeah.
the yellow.
that's the best part.
Less glucose.
It's the sour cream and chives and butter that kill you.
I'm gonna tell you,
And the bacon bits.
I can't have beets, but I'm just gonna have,
You're just gonna try it.
I always cut the top off. Put those aside.
What's the difference?
And I'll pick them.
What bag is this?
Well, maybe.
Fog. Fog
Some
rock.
people get.
Yeah, that doesn't sound about right.
What's that?
I would think.
Reading up on the gluten thing.
So you can't eat those regularly.
No.
They're doing all great.
Large Heinz,
Yeah.
has had diarrhea for the last 5 years.
Good part.
We kept worrying about
I
that.
know it's a hassle when you have to go to that.
Get it to the freezer and dehydrate.
Had a good buddy that only,
My wife had to go into the hospital.
do that or something. Eat that good free stuff.
Okay, I don't have a list of it, but this is, okay. That's a brand
You gotta
name.
get the gluten-free, noodles and all
Oh, that's the
that.
flour.
Yeah,
Was that
Yeah.
the red mill or whatever?
that's what it's.
You know, like with birthday and stuff, they have gluten-free cake and.
What's the name of the diet?
I did that
I'll have-
small
I'll bring it to you.
Keto?
Oh, I have it. Just-
Bob's ready.
Yeah.
He bought a pizza good for him. He was like $40 for a small pizza.
One time you
And
get that stuff, people
use
say,
that gluten-free
Yeah.
bread and everything.
Okay. Right there's a
Yeah.
FOD map, FOD FOD map. Write it down and I borrowed Danny's.
FRI 17?
I know.
No,
Maybe they have
the
a,
white one,
yeah, but I don't know how they would do that.
FOD map.
Z.
Cause they have a big oven, you know, they shove real in there.
Z.
Yeah, look it up. Now look here, anything in green, I can map.
Oh, really?
Anything
Well, how
in
do they
red,
figure what you can,
well, you can punch in there, swap it off and hit the search. They might say do it, they might
It'd
still
still
be
be
hot.
hot. They'd have to put it
Large
down.
only.
I can lock some
See
stuff.
which one of them. Big
2.0.
fancy papers.
But the bad part is just one foul.
You can eat anything you
And
want.
stop the clock.
Fight it for 5 minutes. Quarter, 4 seconds left. Yeah. Got all set up for it.
I know.
you can have almonds, but you can have almond butter.
Without milk.
Can't have milk, I can have milk that's
No,
got
I-
things that allow.
You need that almond milk. Ooh, that's
After some of
a
it.
issue is down, you can have that.
But you can type in, say,
That much left.
some minutes.
Left. I don't
Small
black.
Type in potato at the top, and then come up using red.
Potatoes? You can have potatoes.
Big chip.
You can,
It's in it all.
Of what? Big chip.
see the yellow, that's in between.
What's that?
Yellow is in between. Red is go, yellow is.
No one.
After you do this, you're like,
Went in any
5
bracket,
weeks.
but who would've thought that
then you go back to
they-
some of the stuff and see if you're too
I
far.
was up there, the three-quarter one.
This is my first day. I can have coffee now. Hi, Bob.
Hi. I can't sit on sundown and walk out all day, but
I recorded.
I've been sitting in the sun. I was like, yeah.
They're on all the channels, they're on like 6, they're on 50. There's another channel they were on.
We're gonna work it.
Yeah.
No, because it was raining.
Why not? No, but you have all weekend. You have
For what, the kids? That was the following week. It was the last week. Was the last week of,
dinner in Rockaway on
Last week.
It's really late. It's late.
Is that right?
That's why
Yeah.
I'm late this year.
no, we were only,
You did this.
people were telling me, Tillamook was the only one around Oregon.
This is
Everything else, like Seaside and everything, all their restaurants.
So you're gonna have to watch
That's what somebody was telling me, they said they came down here and, to McDonald's and
your stack was.
went to the door, they were locked, and there was a big old line, the drive-through line, so they just took off, but he said, oh, it was only one, well, the rest of them were wide open.
The sandwich place right over here.
Subway.
That's right, that's right.
They don't,
Black Friday and Blue Monday.
I got in line
Are you gonna, at least you're gonna.
25 minutes later. I get to drive up to where you pick up. I just kept going.
She likes to see.
Guy sitting in front of me, 20 seconds. And I'm sitting there, I wish I hadn't gotten home.
Jay used to see that in the summertime, I used to work at a gas station. Sometimes I go, I usually don't go this way because of traffic, but shit, you're not, you want to clear out.
Yes, you
the road
do.
and a drive-through. I couldn't believe it, I go,
27.
I would burn a half hour, 45 minutes worth of gas up just to go to McDonald's.
Well, you like 5 years.
The Burger King was bad, but they were open there, but their problem was, they never ordered enough hamburger meat.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not the millionaire anymore.
Well, yeah.
See you later.
But change the subject, never take Ronnie that next week of, treatments on spring break treatments, have fun going to Seaside. It's like a big old cluster.
Did drop the price of paper.
When I was in high school, I skipped high school once and I had a 54.
You need a ride to go get it?
And I bought it. I got a whole 2
I'm kind
little
of
flippers, you know what they were? Hubcaps.
call it bad influence, being in your car.
Well, no, they were like crossed like
I
that.
can bet
Okay.
It's just a little small car.
Did you get?
So when I went through east side, I got out, I switched, I only had 2 of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
Put them on one side.
That was in September.
Then I saw a bunch of kids out.
Did Steve?
So I stopped, but you know, I'm here, you know. Oh, 2 nights a day, go back to class. All of a sudden, out, the kids come back to class, they'll let you out an hour early. So when I come back, I put the flippers on the other side.
Hey, you better check your license plate.
East side was a powerhouse there.
Okay, try to remember that.
I had a kid named Steve. He was just barely Steve, so they was insurance. Grandeur. I went up there and they played shots.
That's good. Anyway, I
Once
come back,
I got the ball, they
I
scored
was
that.
gonna say,
Last night used to be a powerful stuff.
Move.
Last night used to be they used to be real good at football.
And
once you said you
Yeah.
can't have an electric on. I pass it. That's what- It's not, this part, I think it's really.
Like that.
Okay.
Chargers, they get,
Trade
at the
color.
there's like 5 or 6 cars that are charging up. Oh, yeah, there were like 5 or 6 cars there.
$3,500.
Could be one, but a car out here.
Just tell her that.
Probably.
There's what you think he would be involved in. that decision.
Well, you got to himself for it, though.
Her car, the broker.
The Lord will find it.
Yeah.
That's where they'll.
Now that
They
has.
probably have
that
electric
is-
tanks.
Hybrid, but it's not a plug in.
Can she, in town, can she just push a button, so the electric will run?
It's not electric. Battery.
Well,
Battery.
battery.
Set of battery. Now you're trying to make it electric. Oh.
Yeah.
So this Costco the other day and I saw one of their cards, you know, and they're almost out of money in that big lot that they're giving. They're almost out of money. You gotta get them quickly, otherwise.
Always laugh, each other laugh.
And they read.
And you get them, and you.
Or I know these used to be where.
There's nothing I'm more ashamed of than the people in the country I live in. I love America.
Basketball game.
I'm just disgusted by the people,
We were fairly close in line.
by their complacency, by their cowardice, by their cruelty.
That's where they went. Right in front of me. My niece
And my
introduced
car,
her.
There's a lot of people that run around and
She told me.
threaten to beat up people that are half their size. But when it comes to standing up for what's right, oh, they're all cowards. I've been to prison for protecting children
One of the big lions.
from predators like Robert Franklin Warnick,
I don't know what.
but he's not the only one.
West Virginia women.
I'm a Beaver fan. When Gary Payton begins to steal the ball towards the end of the game.
South Carolina.
And about the third time I jumped up, the big lineman said, sit down.
You know, I'm not really racist.
The end of the game was their big center for Alderson.
Two teams play.
You got the ball at the top of the key, turned around, threw it, and the bounce around, went in, and the Ducks won by 1 game.
The other night.
But sit down. I was sitting right there with all those football.
Yeah, he had to sit down.
Musgrave, remember him?
Yeah.
It's making me
He
more
was
racist.
quarterback. He looked like he was hot. And the guy was with him. Not somebody. He looks like he was hot. No, he always.
Dang.
Best player.
VETTV.
That's advantage.
That is not what I was expecting. Bunch of American troops holding guns
That's good.
and shooting civilians. Oh my God.
Killed that one gal or man, injured the other guy. He only got like a year probation. So it doesn't even,
That was fucking
doesn't
crazy.
affect his draft.
Was he killer?
I was speed racing. They only gave him
In a car?
Yeah, in a car. There was a manager and a teammate.
Yep.
They didn't catch him.
Do you really want those fucking idiots making decisions telling you that you owe them for what they've done? Yeah, that stuff doesn't look very nice. And of course, how do these guys cope with it? This guy right here is talking about
Well, yeah, that guy was year.
some of them get into
He was
heroin
all
use.
worried if I don't
Nephews.
the draft.
They come home broken because they were used like animals.
He got off easy.
And then they want people to what? Feel sorry for them for things that they did to others, for something that they volunteered to do, and then come back and say, oh dude, I didn't know it was going to be like that. Well, that's because you didn't use your brain.
guess it's still.
But you never seen a dead body before? You never seen somebody get smacked by a semi? That makes a mess.
That's what they were saying.
That makes a very big mess.
I just watched a little bit of the NFL guys, and they were talking about everything.
So of course,
I guess Aaron Rodgers is going to go to the Jets.
maybe I'll watch this. Time to talk about the war, it's called.
But yeah,
You know, America literally has not won a war since World War II. Not won a war since World War II. And do you know why this is?
I watched it. Excellent.
Because Americans don't know how to gain hearts and minds.
This is like
We can't go a single war without Americans committing more crimes and horrible atrocities and getting away with it.
Is that like the movie?
Yeah, it sounds like a movie, yeah. It's right. It sounds like a video game.
oh, it's.
World War II,
You want me to get you coffee, John?
the Nazis were not necessarily the scariest people you were going to encounter.
Yeah. Probably go get
There were a lot of people who were just straight nasty people on every side. Now here's the thing, these guys are over in foreign countries murdering people for rights we don't have. If we don't have them here, why are you over there fighting? It don't make any sense. Oh yeah, you grew up in your mommy and daddy's house. You didn't know nothing about the world. Or you were poor. And there were no opportunities in your area, and so you joined the military.
She wants a tip.
Idealism.
Plan early.
So you join up, and it wasn't what you thought it'd be. Oh well. Some of you idiots think it's like going out for the afternoon and playing paintball. Except you're playing paintball every day. Think what you want. Reality is, when you come back to the States, that's when you realize what this country is really about. And that right there is what forces a lot of veterans to suicide.
Anybody else?
Yeah, could I get a little bit?
They thought mommy and daddy's house was the real world, and then they serve in the military and then get dropped off in the real world and go, oh my God, what the hell?
They can't set tips.
I'm trying to tip the gas.
I would never attempt to look out.
They won't.
I made $5,000 there. At Shiloh for tips. Supposed to share that one right now.
If I'm here for too long, I might get in trouble.
Hey, those guys putting the gas there.
Racist old guys can get away with it for some reason.
I've never
I've tipped them
understood.
before.
But it does make them feel better when they think I'm being racist.
They have to share.
I had this, I never.
Because they've always refused.
Yeah, they have to share with everybody. They have a tip jar inside their,
Big dinner.
inside the
Yeah.
by the cashier guy. And they have to put all the tips in there, then they split it up on that.
Who?
I've been with Ronnie before. Guys doing a good job, right?
They gave me, I got $100 bill
I just found that Amazon.
for a kid.
Being stuck in public doing this stuff makes it very difficult.
You can see what it is. I think it'll link it.
As a wrestler, Chinese.
Yeah, I made $5,000 there. I put it all my tips in the bank when I retired for $5,000.
Steering. Every time you turn to the right, using this.
You get most of your tips from the out of towners.
So when they raised the, when they raised it to $15, that's more money than nobody ever tipped me. I'm not ready to go to
Oh, really?
Who's that?
Their family or whatever. 17 to 17. Or something like.
might want to watch that.
Yeah,
It's a mirror over here.
that's true.
Maybe be
It
reversed.
would, yeah.
So if I did that, and then I had a mirror here and I could look this way, would it be back in the right place?
And this is women.
That's what they do when they work for Pepsi or Coke. They can't drink
West Virginia, that's.
whatever they get fined. Yeah,
That's free.
because I was talking to Pepsi, what Pepsi guy.
You want to know what company it was, and it's.
I go, what do you do when you go to McDonald's or someplace? You let
Put your name in
them
there.
and order a cup, and if they ever caught them, they would fire them.
Is that what you're looking for?
People either go to the next one up.
Oh, I was talking to the Pepsi guys, the company, said that they get caught drinking Coke or something, they get fired.
Yeah, go get one of those.
Yeah, the what? Maybe a church group, a guy that is.
It's 2 years old.
He would not drink any, he's smoking drink up there.
Picture?
Yeah.
If you have to
No,
have.
I was just asking Sandy, I was talking, I had a Pepsi sign on the shirt. I told her, well, they're asking me to take a picture of it.
That's without
Because
tires.
I was talking to, like I said, I was talking to the Pepsi guys, and guys,
Everybody showed you how.
and everything, 'cause they have to drink whatever they sell, or if they catch them, they get
Oh, you told me you got.
even the beer guys, like
Anyway, I took a step.
Four guys or whatever, they have to drink their brand, whatever they sell, they get caught drinking something else. Yeah,
You know, he's not the right guy that did Lucky Logs.
No, no.
Well, just the other day, I went, well, yeah.
Every time you go to,
That was just
all the taverns, buy around.
my old boss was, he drinks Blitz, he was drinking Blitz, that's what we used to
Put it
eat.
in for 2 years. I lost.
You were 2 years.
Sour Mash.
But no, it was a Blitz, and every time we drank, every time all the bosses would go home, because they go home about 4:45, because they have to eat dinner with their wives and everything. And so they always leave the grunts up there to do work. And so about 5:15, we'd eat lunch and he'd bring out the case of beer out there.
Okay,
What is
you,
wrong with this?
we now know the new word.
It's a cheap beer.
Well, every beer I drink.
That's true.
I can't remember how many.
Yeah,
Remember the auction wire?
yeah.
Where it lived?
Oh, there's the man who got me.
But no, it's just a thing. It was just that's all he would drink. Somebody else would bring some other beer with him. No, we have to have Blitz.
Anyway, sitting in a bar one time with Sis Olson, you didn't know her, so he's on. We got three guys that run over to the lake. Oh, what's country?
I could tell you a good story. We were up there fighting that fire up there, that old crazy York lit right on the Snob Hill up there. And we were sitting up there fighting and everything. The man in the room, in the block have to come back up for some, I don't know what, for some reason. And he said, he called me on the radio, I had the radio, I didn't really watch it, but my boss always, oh, you have to have the radio. I go, all right. And he called us up and goes, God damn, it's blowing up, the fire's blowing up. No, we were just taking a break and sitting around the bonfire.
That's what I.
And he goes, where are you guys? Oh, we're over here. He goes, I'll come up, so we had to go back to the off the landing and hide all the beer.
Oh, yeah, they're terrible.
Take some gum and everything, and killed it. Oh, I was just up there checking on you.
There was a bug.
Why? What do you have boots on? He just had like tennis shoes on. I go, why are you even up here?
There it is. That's
the advantage of being used to
He lowered his price.
come with their, They do have boots on that's not tied.
Once the
They're all
football
just hanging out there. That's what they.
We'll probably go to breakfast and.
I don't think I ever saw one of them tie their boots that were, even if they had boots.
It's Avon.
But they had to leave at 4:30 or 4:05 every day. I had to go home and eat dinner for my wife. She's cooking me something.
That's the only thing you buy from Amway?
So, but I can't
I was gonna talk to Lon.
don't blame them. We had the Kentucky Fried Chicken. They brought us Kentucky Fried Chicken up and
Make those uniforms.
sandwiches up the way.
There you
They
go.
treat you pretty well up there.
Donated to this.
These fly You know,
You write it
you
off.
call your way up and order like 30 sandwiches, I know, different kind of sandwiches and
His second.
cases of pop and everything for you to drink.
Receipt.
And donuts and stuff. They used to treat you pretty nice. And Kentucky Fried Chicken, they bring up about 6 or 7 big old containers of them. But we ate them. We did somewhere closer to the water too. We could
I asked him, that whole cheese.
so that was a trade-off. They bring us beer. You know, they always had beer in the back of the rig.
Bill's wife, she a year behind me.
Yeah.
So she's 80 years old.
Yeah, she's right. She's a junk.
That was a long 4 days.
You're probably related to
She
her.
was cute, but she was.
Shit, we did turn off work.
Wisconsin, very cute.
Done,
I finally told her I had a crush on her.
can't remember, but we're doing something.
Well, no wonder
Got
Bill
called in the fire, so we had to stay there
Thanksgiving.
from
At the
there
funeral the other day,
overnight. They finally
They
released
got
us.
us, went to the bathroom.
Told us to go home for a couple hours.
Darlene came and sat by me and said, I don't
Around,
want
we had
her
to get
sitting
back
there."
up, you go up there again.
So
It knows what your
This is
intention were.
what am I,
Darlene and I
what's the
started
management
talking
guys
and
go,
I put
yeah,
my
lay
arm
hose right
around
down
her.
this way. I go, it's gonna burn up. Sure enough, that day they
Yeah,
burn up
yeah.
and everything.
Well,
So
you
we
know what
filled
it-
about 1,000 feet
Yeah,
of
Bill
hose.
told me one time, I was telling him.
Yeah, that worked out good. That's what we were saying, that was-
She's gonna be, her retirement.
I guess he needed to buy some new hose.
This much money. He says, I'm gonna kill you and marry
And
hell.
then the guys operated. We had these Mark IIIs. They never did put any oil in the gas. They just ran it straight gas and burned them up.
Oh, there you go. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that.
And they're trying to say, God, you guys are rough on our, no, it's your man back here, guy, you're doing all that crap. It's not us. Then they just made them stand on the landing the other times after that. Good place for them, they don't keep them out of the way.
She bought her used, it was a 10-year-old. It's still going strong.
Remember for the government, we used 1 gallon of diesel mix to burn a unit.
Try that stuff yet?
And we made 1 line and we just poured into it. And we ended up
Want to
with
do it before it rains.
40 acres out of the unit.
And the chickens will come right over.
We had quite a little fire going on that one.
I haven't had breakfast yet, so we're gonna. She's out.
That was the good old days.
Check her out.
We had the funny thing ever. We were in Oregon one time, and they had McDonald's, old McDonald's, where you didn't have any seats, you had to go through both of the doors. And there were a bunch of little girls working there, and one guy had a bag over his face and he put a scarf around and streaked across there. It was high school kids, you know, and they had a bunch of little high school girls were working, and we were standing there. We were tired and everything. We just let them go through it. He was going like this streaking, and all the girls were yelling and everything. Got excited. That was funny. And they had the car parked on the other side, so you know what would have planned.
You know, for $1 more.
$1 more.
That's what we do. Yeah, 4-lane drive.
You want the eggs? Round eggs?
Do I want eggs?
$1.
One time, I didn't think it was gonna be, yeah, the thing was free.
Well, you don't.
Remember, I gotta bring $4.
That's right.
She'll probably forget.
What did you do? Oh, buy them from Ivy?
Yeah. Ivy Reynolds? You have them in town, there's chickens in town,
She had 9,
that eat
8 chickens.
in her backyard. Nice. I got 5.
You got 7.
We're out in the country. Yeah, 7.
You need more.
I got 3 roosters in it.
Oh, do you?
Are you finding the eggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you finding the eggs?
That's
Oh,
where
yeah, they're laying in the cubicles in there.
That's where we always get chicken from the feed store.
Yeah.
So we won't have any roosters.
Pick up the eggs? No. Well, really. She won't eat them though. Lonnie eats them. She won't eat them.
Oh, Vicky won't eat
There's a
them.
new car there.
No, she will, but
Yeah.
really won't.
Oh,
No,
okay.
she'd rather have Lonnie.
Well, I would have.
Why is that?
Yeah.
Farms.
A lot of people are like that.
They look at automobiles. You stand there and here you are, whatever height you are, and you're towering over the height of the car. The cars are so
Yeah,
short.
because I thought town was supposed to have like 4 or 5 chickens or whatever. That's the one.
Yeah, well, that's doing
I don't know.
You're not supposed to have a rooster.
Okay, that's what it was.
Yeah. Look at this.
Why? Oh,
The height of that car.
Oh, yeah.
And I was talking about how short the cars are.
At least one rooster, he heard there.
Did you?
Yeah.
Or no? I guess if someone complains.
Yeah.
we had a rooster at the house. I don't know if they ever did. We had a
That's
friend
gonna
come
be
over,
electric.
some guy in town, he's a city slicker. We had him go feed our chickens, because we used to have them outside. And it was just the clothing.
Oh, yeah.
And he swore to God that rooster attacked him. And I go like this, I go out there every day, maybe he's used to me, I don't know. I go out there every day and shut the door and everything. It never did bother me, but he was so scared that he would not do it again. Cause that rooster would come up and, east of my guess.
We got rid of
I've heard they'll do that.
one. We got rid of one about 2 months ago. And it would.
Yeah.
It would come right, go all of a sudden, you go like that, and they, the next one go like that. I was walking away one day, and it came, and I was walking the other way, and it hurt me, but it hit my
What
leg.
do you do?
We got rid of it, and took it out of the woods, shut it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Coyote meat.
That's what we used to do with cats when they would have that disease and everything. That's what my father-in-law used to do. He took a bunch of cats had,
Home gym.
I don't know what kind of disease they had, but then what we did, put a cage, open the cage up, and let it go.
Bill, you're tall.
My dad just put him in a bag with a rock.
Yeah.
That's okay.
New home.
Is a gander, female,
It's a male.
I don't know.
that's male?
Goose.
Here, when I
Okay, Frank Stelfler.
They get.
You have one of those?
Frank Stelfler.
What they, that's what I heard they do.
They keep it for slugs.
You
And
know,
one day old
not a
Frank
bad
was going
idea.
home to the house, that old gander
when I
attacked
took
him.
the shower.
You'll go
Fought
all
it
around.
off, he fought it off, and finally got home.
Yeah.
He said, like,
Throw
threw him against the wall, and he says he never bothered me again.
Yeah.
That hard.
We can't have any geese or anything. I mean, chickens,
White geese.
ducks or anything because, possums would kill
I
them.
have no idea. What is that? What is it? John thought it was the cue balls in. Cue balls.
It looks like something in the
You
gym.
can't have the chickens outside.
Where
You
you-
have big old hot wood sit up there.
Looks like something in the gym where
They would pick them off one time.
No.
I don't know what it is.
What is it? You know what it is?
They,
Advocates.
You wanna know what it is? Yeah. It's a heated towel on every bathroom.
oh, that's what I,
Yeah.
I thought it was something where they,
Keeping him fat, you ever get your closet door?
Son-in-law's working on it.
I only know this.
And also
Look
this,
at it.
between our kitchen and the dining room, there used to be a swinging door.
And right
And we
here,
had
there's
a
this
big
space
floor plan,
wider.
we took it out,
Yeah.
so he's rebuilding it.
There's this plug in, the switch right there. Turn it
The whole thing's in it.
You know, like,
Up the top and bottom
to
and
make
then.
that come. I have no idea. It's really neat.
Yeah, we probably should get you on.
I like that. They wouldn't laugh. Yeah.
I got a deal. About 35 seconds on the sound round. All right, great. We'll have y'all set up.
It'll be hot then, right?
Huh?
It'll be hot then.
Ugh. Shutting my stuff down. Ooh, go Broncos and all that, right? Jesus, fucking hurts. Seems to me those guys in there are being a little more mindful of their P's and Q's in public now. I don't know, the first or second time I recorded them, it was probably about 20 minutes straight worth of just hate out of those guys. So, I pulled out my phone and I started recording. I told you. I get on here and I'll hoot and holler and I'll rail for a reason. I know how to hate. I even know who it is that I'm socially expected to hate. Socially, I'm a white guy. I'm supposed to hate everybody who's not white. And then there's the assumptions, blah, 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 blah. Well, your assumptions ain't my fault, they're your fault. When you harm me over your assumptions, that's your fault too. When you're only willing to listen to one side or you are looking for excuses to run away like a fucking coward, why the hell would you stick around and pretend to be somebody's friend? Why? Why would you straight up and outright lie to somebody who you want to claim as your friend? That don't make any fucking sense. Why would you lie to your fucking friends? Why would you promise to help your friends and then make every excuse to look the other way? See, here's the thing. What my predators said and what the evidence shows are not the same. But then again, I'm not allowed to show evidence, am I? You have to have a friend or family member who cares. And really, none of my friends or family members actually helped to turn this shit in. No, they wanted to fucking procrastinate and make excuses. And you know what? You being a shitty fucking person ain't my fault. And yes, telling somebody that they're your friend and then treating them like that shows that you're a shitty person. You're a manipulator. You don't give a fuck about them. I don't mind telling on all of you how all of you showed your sexism, your bias, and how, of course, you want to play victim when you get fucking busted. That's your fault, motherfucker. Lots of people pretended that they cared. But here's what was the real kicker. How many of them helped me to turn this shit in? Not a goddamn one of them. How many? How many of these people who claim that these things happened ever called with me to turn this shit in? How many ever called the media to help turn this shit in? How many? Yeehaw. Yesterday I made a video on here. Well, last night, I guess. Oh, no, it would have been this morning because I think it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Fuck the United States and everyone in it.